Morning, all. All right, so we're up to the 2020-2021 season, an odd season. One where the divisions are all realigned due to travel restrictions. The Canadian teams only play against each other in Canada. In the U.S., it's restricted basically geographically, and the plan is to get the season done. And there were definitely some concerns at times that things could get shut down. Maybe we wouldn't finish the season, but the season did get finished. It was a testament to the players' will to go out there and get it done, to the owners' willingness to lose some money, because that's really what happened. This is the season that leads to the flat cap. If without this season, I don't think the flat cap would have been a thing for as long as it was. But without a 2020-2021 season, who knows what other damage might have been done to the NHL's standing in North America when everybody else was playing. So the season ran from January 13th, 2021 until May 19th of that year. And it is still called the 2020-2021 season because the season doesn't start with the regular season games. The season starts with the draft. I mean, the draft technically, I guess, is the end of the previous season because July the 1st, you can sign a contract with a player for the upcoming season. So July the 1st is normally unofficially the start of the next season. Either way, that's kind of how the business of the NHL works, right? So the Stanley Cup was awarded July the 7th, which is late, but it's not as late as it was the year before when it was awarded in September. So they squashed these seasons down into a small time frame because they wanted to get back onto starting in October and ending things in June with the Stanley Cup at the latest. And there was definitely some debate about how many years that might take. It did not take as many years as some may have thought. Bettman convinced the owners not to suspend the season. So basically, the owners are looking at the season and going, look, we're not going to have gate receipts like we normally do. We're going to lose potentially billions of dollars here because gate receipts make up about 50% of the NHL's income at this time. I think that number's dropped a bit with all the extra sponsorships and all the extra money coming in right now. But still, a lot of the money is gate receipts. And if you're not going to have everybody in attendance, you're going to lose money. And so Bettman had to talk them into playing the season, even though they were not going to make a profit on that season. Of course, the All-Star game was postponed. The outdoor games postponed as well. No point having an outdoor game if you can't have 50,000 people in the stands. Why have it? Helmet sponsors are allowed, and yeah, that was a backdoor for the jersey ads as well. Extra revenues estimated to be in the $80 to $90 million range for all the helmet ads combined. And again, it's meant to try to lessen the amount of money that they're losing, and also I think the NHL, looking at the fact that they were so reliant on gate receipts, trying to find some other source of income that would mitigate that. The flat cap, as mentioned, takes effect because you're losing money. So the NHL and the owners are losing money. Normally, with the way that the salary cap is tied to income, that would mean the players would make less money. The players not interested in making less money, so the NHL ups the amount of escrow, which is money pulled out of their paychecks, which might get paid back to them later, might not. It can take a year or 2 years for the NHL to do all the books and figure out who's getting what money back and everything. It's kind of a nightmarish system. The escrow was definitely a discussion point as we were staring down the barrel of a potential lockout as well. But on July the 10th, or is I know I have it here. CBA renewed on July the 10th of 2020 to run through the 2025-2026 season. The owners weren't all that happy with the agreement either. They felt it was kind of rushed. They didn't like some of the stuff that Bettman had in there, but it gets done. So the Central Division was won by Carolina that year. They finished 36-12 and 80 points, plus 43, the goal differential for Carolina. Jordan Staal, the captain in Carolina. The Florida Panthers finished 37-14 and 5, a plus 36 in goal differential, 79 points, and Alexander Barkov, the captain in Florida. Tampa Bay 36-17 and 3, their goal differential plus 34, 75 points. Steven Stamkos, the captain in Tampa. The Nashville Predators 31-23 and 2 record, a plus 2 goal differential, 64 points. So this division was very much the Carolina, Florida, Tampa division, and everybody else was just trying to keep up. Dallas 23-19 and 14, a plus 4 goal differential, 60 points. I hated that season for Dallas. They just, if it went to overtime or a shootout, they weren't going to win. Chicago finishes 24, 25, and 7 and negative 25 goal differential, 55 points. Jonathan Taves, the captain there, and as I mentioned, I think I mentioned Jamie Benn was the captain in Dallas. If I didn't, I just mentioned it now. Detroit 19, 27, and 10 record, 48 points, negative 44 goal differential, and Dylan Larkin, the captain in Detroit that season. Columbus 18, 26, and 12 record, 48 points, minus 50 goal differential. Nick Foligno, the captain in Columbus. Pittsburgh wins the East. They finished 37, 16, and 3, a plus 40 goal differential, 77 points. Sidney Crosby's the captain of Pittsburgh, of course. Washington 36, 15, and 5 record. They also had 77 points, a plus 28 goal differential, and Alex Ovechkin, the captain there. Boston 33, 16, and 7 record, 73 points, a plus 32 goal differential. Patrice Bergeron, the captain there. The Islanders 32, 17, and 7 record, plus 28 goal differential, 78 points. Anders Lee, the captain. And big split between who's in and who misses the playoffs in the East. I felt bad for the Rangers that season. I felt like in any other division they would have made it. 27, 23, and 6 record for the Rangers, plus 20 goal differential, 60 points. No captain for that season for the Rangers. The Flyers missed the playoffs as well. 25, 23, and 8 record, 58 points. Negative 38 goal differential. Claude Giroux, the captain in Philly. The New Jersey Devils, 19, 30, and 7 record, 45 points. Negative 49, their goal differential. Nico Hischier is the captain in New Jersey. The Buffalo Sabres, 15, 34, and 7 record, 37 points, minus 61 goal differential. Jack Eichel, the captain in Buffalo. The North Division, that's won by Toronto. 35, 14, and 7 record, so 77 points, plus 39 goal differential. John Tavares, the captain in Toronto. The Edmonton Oilers, 35, 19, and 2 record, plus 29 goal differential, 72 points. Connor McDavid, the captain in Edmonton. Winnipeg, 30, 23, and 3 record, 63 points, plus 16 goal differential. Blake Wheeler, the captain in Winnipeg. Montreal makes the playoffs, 24, 21, and 11 record, 59 points, minus 9 goal differential. Shea Weber is the captain in Montreal. And of course, the complaint at the time was, well, Montreal made it because they're in the North. True, but they got there and then they were pretty good when they were there. Calgary misses the playoffs with 55 points, record of 26, 27, and 3, minus 5 the goal differential there. Mark Giordano, the captain in Calgary. Ottawa, 23, 28, and 5 record, minus 33 goal differential, 51 points. No captain in Ottawa. Vancouver had a nightmare season. They finished 23, 29, and 4, 50 points, minus 37 goal differential. Bo Horvat, the captain, not a very happy captain. In between 2020, where the Canucks made the playoffs, and 2021, where they didn't, players were lost. There wasn't much communication. There was a lot of complaining about the way things were being run in Vancouver. Things are going to change. Out west, Colorado ends up winning the West based on regulation wins. 39, 13, and 4 record, 82 points, plus 64 goal differential. Gabriel Landeskog, the captain in Colorado. The Vegas Golden Knights, 40, 14, and 2 record, 82 points, plus 67 goal differential. And Mark Stone, the captain in Vegas. The Minnesota Wild, 35, 16, and 5 record, plus 21 goal differential, 75 points. And Jared Spurgeon, the captain. And again, it's another good regular season for Minnesota, and it doesn't translate to playoff success. St. Louis makes the playoffs with 63 points, record of 27, 20, and 9, minus 1 goal differential. Ryan O'Reilly, of course, the captain in St. Louis. The Arizona Coyotes missed the playoffs, 54 points, record of 24, 26, and 6, negative 23 goal differential. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I believe his final year as captain in Arizona. The LA Kings, 21, 28, and 7 record for 49 points, minus 27 goal differential. Anze Kopitar, the captain in LA. San Jose, 21, 28, and 7 record for 49 points as well. Negative 48 goal differential. Logan Couture, the captain for the San Jose Sharks. The Anaheim Ducks, 17, 30, and 9 record, 43 points, minus 53 goal differential. Ryan Getzlaf, the captain there. Ryan Gensel was written on the board by the entertainment guy the other day because he likes to mess with me. So Anaheim nowhere near the playoffs, and as you can see, things pretty good. Top 4 teams in each division make it. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Everybody gets that. So the Art Ross Trophy that year is won by Connor McDavid of the Oilers. The Masterton goes to Oscar Lindblom of the Philadelphia Flyers. The Calder Trophy goes to Kirill Kaprizov of the Minnesota Wild. Conn Smythe goes to Andrei Vasilevsky of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Selke goes to Alexander Barkov of the Florida Panthers. The Hart Trophy goes to Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. The Jack Adams goes to Rod Brind'Amour of the Carolina Hurricanes. The Norris Trophy goes to Adam Fox of the New York Rangers. The Lady Byng goes to Jacob Slavin of the Carolina Hurricanes. The Ted Lindsay goes to Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. The Rocket Richard Trophy goes to Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Jim Gregory Award for GM of the Year, Lou Lamoriello of the New York Islanders. The Vezina Trophy goes to Marc-Andre Fleury of the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Jennings is shared by Fleury and Leonard in Vegas. So your All-Stars that season at center, Connor McDavid of the Oilers' first team, Austin Matthews of the Leafs' second team. On the left side, Brad Marchand of Boston, his first team. Jonathan Huberdeau of the Florida Panthers. He's currently of Calgary. I wrote Calgary. Many apologies, but it is Florida. I guess I can just write that with this then. Sure, why not? It's not the same color, but it's fine. Huberdeau's in Florida at that point. He has not been an all-star in Calgary. Whole other debate for a whole other time. On the right side, Mitch Marner of Toronto's first team and Mikko Rantanen of Colorado's second team. On the blue line, Adam Fox of the Rangers' first team alongside Cale Makar of the Avalanche. On the second team, Victor Hedman of Tampa Bay and Dougie Hamilton of Carolina. Our your second team All-Stars. In net, Andrei Vasilevsky of Tampa, first team All-Star. Marc-Andre Fleury of Vegas, second team All-Star. They really were the two best goaltenders in the league that year. Connor McDavid does lead the way in scoring for the Oilers. 56 games, 33 goals, 72 assists, 105 points. The argument at the time from some was, well, McDavid did that because it was only against Canadian teams. He won't be able to do that again, so he did. Leon Draisaitl of the Oilers, 56 games, 31 goals, 53 assists, 84 points. Brad Marchand of the Bruins, 53 games, 29 goals, 40 assists, 69 points. Mitch Marner in Toronto, 55 games, 20 goals, 47 assists, 67 points. Austin Matthews in Toronto, 52 games, 41 goals, 25 assists, 66 points. Mikko Rantanen in Colorado, 52 games, 30 goals, 36 assists, 66 points. Patrick Kane in Chicago, 56 games for him, 15 goals, 51 assists. Another 66-point season there. Nathan MacKinnon of Colorado, 48 games, 20 goals, 45 assists, 65 points. Mark Scheifele of Winnipeg, 56 games, 21 goals, 42 assists, 63 points. Sidney Crosby of the Penguins rounds out the top 10. 55 games, 24 goals, 38 assists, 62 points. In net, Andrei Vasilevsky leads the league in wins. Of course, for Tampa Bay, 31-10-1 record, 925 save percentage, 5 shutouts. Philip Grubauer in Colorado, 39-1 record, 922 save percentage, 7 shutouts. And Marc-Andre Fleury in Vegas, 26-10 record, 928 save percentage, 6 shutouts. So Grubauer kind of the forgotten one from that season. He'd move on to Seattle, of course, in the expansion draft. But yeah, Grubauer had a really strong final season in Colorado. So we get to the playoffs, and again, it's just divisional matchups. We would get back into the normal playoffs in 2022. Though during 2021, there was some debate. Are we ever going to get back to normal? Anyways, in the first round, Boston beats Washington 4-1 because Washington has not been very good in the playoffs since winning that Stanley Cup. The Islanders beat Pittsburgh 4-2. The Winnipeg Jets sweep the Edmonton Oilers 4 straight games in a bit of a surprise. And famously, Montreal comes back from 3-1 down against Toronto and wins that series in 7 games. Tampa Bay beats Florida 4-2. Carolina beats Nashville 4-2. Vegas takes the full 7 games, but they knock out Minnesota. And Colorado sweeps the St. Louis Blues in that first round. In the second round, Montreal sweeps Winnipeg. So Winnipeg, with that sweep of Edmonton in the first round, had to feel pretty good. And then in the second round, they get swept by Montreal. Tampa Bay beats Carolina 4-1. Vegas beats Colorado 4-2 in a pretty exciting series. And the Islanders beat Boston also 4-2. In the semifinals, because they're not conference finals, because there are no conferences that year, in the semifinals, Vegas wins the first game at home against Montreal 4-1, but Montreal fights back. They win 3-2, and then they win at home in overtime 3-2. Vegas, they fight back. They win 2-1 in overtime. So Montreal goes to Vegas. They win 4-1. Then they go home. They win in overtime 3-2. They win the series in 6 games. An absolute shocker, that one. The Islanders in Tampa Bay. Really tough fight here for the Bolts. The Islanders win in Tampa 2-1. Then Tampa Bay wins 4-2 to tie the series. Tampa Bay wins in New York 2-1. The Islanders answer with a 3-2 victory. Tampa Bay with an 8-0 win in Game 5. Just one game, though. Game 6, the Islanders, they fight back. They win 3-2 in overtime. But in Game 7, it is Tampa Bay that wins 1-0. They win the series in 7 games and move on to a Stanley Cup Final against the very surprising Montreal Canadiens. In that final, Tampa Bay wins both games at home by scores of 5-1 and 3-1. They then go to Montreal. They win 6-3. Montreal avoids the sweep with a 3-2 win in overtime, and then Tampa Bay goes home and they win via a shutout. 1-0. They win the series in 5 games. In that Stanley Cup Final, Nick Suzuki, 2 goals and an assist for Montreal. Cole Caulfield with 3 assists. Josh Anderson had 2 goals. Carey Price had an .888 save percentage. We didn't know this would be the end of us seeing Carey Price as well as Shea Weber for the Montreal Canadiens, but here we are. Weber hasn't played since. I don't think Carey Price has played since either. Nikita Kucherov, 3 goals, 2 assists for Tampa Bay. Blake Coleman, 2 goals, 2 assists. Tyler Johnson, 2 goals, 2 assists, and Vasilevsky, a .943 save percentage. And of course, Tampa Bay was widely regarded as having cheated because they were $18 million over the cap, or whatever it was. I think it was $18 million. But a lot of that is Gaborik and Anders Nilsson. They never played a game for Tampa Bay in 2021. And of course, there was the Kucherov injury, and then he's back for the playoffs, all that fun stuff. But Tampa Bay was just going by the rules as they're written. Anything that any other team could have done. So Tampa Bay wins their 2nd straight Stanley Cup, their 3rd overall. And for some reason, every Tampa Bay Stanley Cup has some level of controversy attached to it. I don't buy it personally, but I get why people feel that way. And in the case of the 2021 Lightning, I think that might have been the angriest I've seen hockey fans collectively. And I think the fact, too, the image that sticks in my mind is Nikita Kucherov wearing the shirt that says there are that many million over the cap and just being fine with it. And I think owning your role as a villain, that's important. It's an important thing to do. And it's not something you see a lot in sports anymore. You used to see it a lot. You don't see it nearly as much anymore. And it just keeps things interesting. So there you go. The 2020-2021 season, it is done in this playlist. It might be a season we don't talk about again, but what a bizarre year that was. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.